Blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar levels, these are all metrics that affect your health. In this segment, sponsored by Primary Care Plus, we are joined by Dr. Stephanie Sarrat to discuss why it is so important to know your numbers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Are these things that you would typically get at a primary care visit?
Yes, these are things that you would get at a primary care visit. Every primary care visit involves checking your blood pressure, and most involve doing blood work at least once a year, maybe more often. You know,
why are these numbers so important? Why is it important to know your numbers?
It's important to know your numbers because there's a lot you can do about these numbers, and these are important conditions.
Yeah, so we'll start with blood pressure. When you're talking about blood pressure, what does that mean?
Okay, so blood pressure is going to be the force that blood pumped by your heart exerts on your arteries. So when your blood pressure is high, it can exert damaging force on your arteries, particularly on the lining of your arteries. So that can lead to problems with heart disease, kidney disease, vascular disease, those sorts of things.
Okay, so if your blood pressure numbers are high, what are some things you can do to lower them?
So there are absolutely things you can do to lower your blood pressure. I mean, the exercise and diet are the most important things. With blood pressure, the most important thing is a low-salt diet. So being careful about processed foods, yes, that sort of thing.
Those processed foods, they'll get you with the salt, they'll get you with the sugar.
Yes, they will.
The fat, with all of that. How common is high blood pressure? Because I feel like I hear about it a lot.
High blood pressure is incredibly common. It's estimated that 50% of American adults have high blood pressure, and about a third of those don't know it. And the reason is that, high blood pressure is relatively silent. It's one of the silent killers. So people really don't know that they have it unless the pressures are very, very high.
Which is why it's important to know your numbers
ahead of time.
Know your numbers ahead of time. We can talk about cholesterol next. That was another thing I mentioned at the very beginning. What is cholesterol?
Okay, cholesterol is like a fatty substance in your blood. We all need cholesterol, and we all have cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. You can also consume cholesterol in certain foods you eat, like animal products, such as meat and eggs. There are different kinds of cholesterol. When you go to the doctor, your doctor will do a lipid profile, and that will include total cholesterol, good cholesterol, and bad cholesterol. The bad cholesterol, or LDL, can build up against your artery walls,
so leading to some
atherosclerosis.
Some of the same problems the blood pressure could lead to?
Increasing your cardiovascular risk.
Okay. All right, and then blood sugar, which is the one that I am so bad about because I just love king cake so much. Blood sugar. What does that number help you know?
So blood sugar is a standard test. It measures your blood sugar and glucose. The two words kind of mean the same thing. It can tell if you're diabetic or if you're at increased risk of diabetes.
Okay. If you have high blood sugar and you haven't been to the doctor, are there any signs of that you may notice without even knowing the number that you may notice?
Once the sugars are diabetic range, there will be signs like unexplained weight loss, fatigue, increased thirst, increased urination.
Okay. And then final thoughts. This is a lot of information. Obviously, you can go to primarycareplus.com or NOLAnow.com and see this again if you're wanting to kind of break it down again with Dr. Stephanie. But just final thoughts. Go see your primary care physician.
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of the take-home message.
You can't manage the numbers if you don't know what they are. So go see your doctor and find out. And there's a lot you can do with diet and exercise for all of these conditions.
And insurance typically covers that primary
covers a
care
wellness visit. Yes.
To get those numbers, and then you can talk with your doctor about what you can do to lower or change, or hey, maybe you get great news and then you can walk around with a little confidence. Dr. Stephanie Sarrat, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
One more time, if folks want to find a primary care physician, where can they go?
Okay, so you can visit us at Primary Care Plus or follow us on Facebook.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.